History lesson. Get a load of this dude. Salmon Chase. Salmon. S-A-L-M-O-N. Salmon. I didn't know what that next letter was. Salmon Chase was never a friend of Abraham Lincoln. Although he served as his Secretary of Treasury from 1861 to 1864, so complete was his political disloyalty to the president that no one was surprised at Chase's behavior on the day that Lincoln died. They rightly assumed that his cold-hearted reaction stemmed from his dislike of the man who stole the presidency from him in 1860. By the time that John Wilkes Booth committed his dastardly deed in 1865, Salmon Chase was no longer in Lincoln's cabinet. Over his 3.5 year tenure as head of the Treasury Department, Chase had tweaked the president's nose with threats to... Tweaked his nose? I can't. Okay. I don't think he literally means tweaked his nose. I think, like, pulled his leg, tweaked his nose. This is getting interesting. With threats to quit just one time too many. The fourth threat broke the camel's back, and Lincoln surprised Chase by accepting his resignation. Lincoln then put his rival on a political shelf by naming him Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court. Chase swallowed his pride and accepted the proffered judicial position, but he was never happy there. You know, this dude was just, you couldn't satisfy him, could you? He was just not happy. God. On April 14th, 1865, as the mortally wounded president was carried from Ford's Theater across 10th Street to a room in the Peterson boarding house, Lincoln's cabinet and other important government officials gathered at the president's side, all but Salmon P. Chase. He was in bed, and when awakened with news, he simply informed the messenger that he could do no good and would probably be in the way. With that, he returned to his slumbers. The next morning, Chase got up early, dressed, and headed towards Peterson House. At last, the Chief Justice was coming to join the nation's leader as the death watch, and so everyone thought. As Chase reached the boarding house, he was told that the president was barely alive. Without showing any emotion, he kept right on walking. The crowd had gathered to the steps, could not believe their eyes. Chase was not going to pay his respects to Abraham Lincoln, not even in his dying hour. Munsell B. Field, the man whom... Field, Chase, are they just making up names now? Munsell B. Field, the man whom Chase had wanted to be his assistant Treasury Secretary, ran after him and gave him a full account of the tragedy. Chase continued without missing a beat. He just kept walking. Finally, the Chief Justice reached the Kirkwood House and stopped. There he stood and waited until news was brought to him that the president had died, and it was then that he made his move. Inside the Kirkwood House was Andrew Johnson, who was waiting to be sworn in by Chase as the nation's 17th president. Chief Justice Chase quickly administered the oath of office. Chief Chase. Then returned to his home without even visiting Lincoln that day. Official Washington tried to cover up Chase's absence with renderings of drawings showing the Chief Justice at Lincoln's bedside, but it was just wishful thinking. What? The media and news lying to their people? The media and news lying to their people? No, it doesn't happen, especially not today or way back then. Careful of your media input and intake. He had done his duty to the president at the Kirkwood House. As for Lincoln, the Secretary of War, Stanton had said, now he belongs to the ages. And that was all right with Salmon P. Chase. There we go. More shocking secrets in American history, 103 surprising and amusing tales by Bill Coate. Chase